Welcome to the Den of Tools.
Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the old Den of Tools. And today we're here to continue our series about Made in the USA tools. Yep, Made in America. This is the series requested by you, the viewers. You wanted to hear more about tools made in the USA. So I've gone out, rounded up all my favorite Made in America tools, and share them here with you. And of course, you know, we started this series last week. And so we got a whole playlist set up for you, so you can subscribe to the playlist. Make sure you get notifications on them. But today we're talking about the right tool for the right job, and that is Wright Tools. Now, Wright Tools was founded in 1927 by C. Nelson Wright, and he founded it in a small town in northeastern Ohio called Barberton, Ohio. Now, it's interesting because 1927 seems to be this or the 1920s was like this magical time for tool companies in the U.S. All the great tool companies came out in and around, like within a decade of that. We got Craftsman and Snap-on and SK and Wright and all these tool companies. It was just amazing. All these tools just all seemed, Milwaukee, they all kind of rolled out right around that time. Something magical happened in there. So Wright started off and is focused entirely on hand tools. It has been their entire time. Here's a picture of one of their trademark tools here, which is the wrench with the rubberized grip. That's kind of what they were known for at the time. Now, they've been manufacturing tools in Barberton, Ohio, as I said, for nearly 100 years at this point. And they prided themselves with making these tools entirely in the United States, and not just making the tools in the U.S., with USA-made materials. All their blanks, everything, they all come from U.S. steel suppliers. They're making all of these tools in-house in the USA. It doesn't get much more American than this. Now, Wright tools are slightly different than a lot of the tools we talk about here on the show because they're more industrial focused. If you're in the oil industry, this is going to become one of the de facto tools that you see all the time. I get to talk to a lot of people who work over in the oil fields, just one state over. For those of you who don't know, we're up here in Montana now. And so over in North Dakota, we got a lot of, oil workers that they live over here and they go over there for work and stuff. And all I hear from them is Wright tools. That's their tool of the trade. And, and they like it again because they're American made. They come with a lifetime warranty, and they are. If you've seen the testing we've done here on the channel with some of the wrenches and such, they are a phenomenal tool. They're not inexpensive. I'm not going to lie to you say that that they're affordable or anything. They're definitely a professional, industrial tool. But the performance that we got on, we saw them went far and beyond anything else we saw. It blew everyone else out of the water. And the only factor that bringing it down was probably cost. They talk about, we stress the details so you don't have to. So they do 6-point and they do 12-point sockets with the rounded corners, so it's grabbing on the flats, not on the corners of your sockets. Now, here's one of the weaknesses I found with Wright tools: trying to find a place to buy them. You got to find a local distributor, or there's a few online distributors, but we're going to talk about them more here in just a minute. But let's jump over and take a look at some of their catalog, shall we? Made in America tools, oil and gas, mining, power, construction, military, industrial, government, and automotive is last on their list. That shows you where their priorities are. This isn't to say that they aren't useful in the automotive industry. They're fantastic tools, but their focus is on the really high-end industrial stuff. So if you think about it, if it can survive the oil fields, if it can survive all the industry, it can probably survive working on your Chevy or Ford or whatever. The wrench they were afraid you would find. And I got to say, I was pretty impressed with this wrench. And one of the things I noticed is on a lot of their tools, they don't worry about making them as pretty as a lot of the other tools. These are tools that are made to work hard, work out in harsh environments, and get the job done. So you're not going to see quite as many. I'm not saying they don't have fully polished chrome, but you're not going to see all of them being fully polished. And as I said, these are, when I've shown you factory photos from Stanley Black & Decker and stuff like that, this is what I'm talking about when I say, that they're not real factories. This, to me, when I think factory, I think heat, I think forging, I think something to get you seriously injured, all right? That, to me, is a factory. They take extra steps to build tools that are safer to use and designed to prevent tool failure. They make some tough tools, and we've seen that time and time again. Now, let's go down through some of the their online catalog here. Again, there are no prices here. This is just their online catalog. They don't sell direct. But they like to sell in these big sets. I've seen prices on a set like this, just the tools, not the cabinet, run $4,000. Now, again, it can get a little pricey. Now, what's really going to jump out at you is in these sets, a lot of these tools are not actually made by Wright. I'm pretty sure that these are all channel lock. A lot of the other tools, some of the other ones that I'm mixing here are some other tool companies. But, the core tools are all Wright tools here. And here we get the master sets, one of the smaller sets. Let's scroll on down here. And here we can see some of their basic wrench sets. 11-piece combination set, 12-point metric. We've got a 10-piece metric set there. Scroll on down. Here's some of the non-chrome series there, or I don't know if they're black chrome or black oxide. And I love these cases that they sell them with as well. We got some flare nut wrenches here, so often called a line wrench. And here you can see they even show you some of the specs. We see the diameter, the length, the angle that we get on the offset there. They sell some incredible things. Now, as far as trying to find them online, there are some places where you can find some of them. You can even find some of these at Home Depot of all places. You can find some of their sets, some of their basic tools. Now, all of their tools that are labeled Wright tools are made in the U.S. They do sell another brand called Cougar, I think it is, and it is made in Taiwan. You can also find some of these online on Amazon. Here's that combination wrench set here, $167. Honestly, that's an incredible deal. That is a really, really good deal for something like this. Here we've got the 6-point deep socket set there for $319. Adjustable wrench there for $40. The torque wrench for $177. The Wright premium double pawl ratchet for $38. Here's a long contour grip double pawl ratchet for $78. Again, they're not inexpensive, but they're not Snap-on prices. They're not ridiculous. So they're definitely set up for somebody who is a professional or who is a really, really serious, do-it-yourselfer. They're not going to be your average homeowner kind of tool. Now, other places you may want to get more luck finding a better selection of tools are going to be some of these specialty places like Applied Industrial. They're not going to be inexpensive though. That same wrench set, $319. Now, a nice compromise is someplace like Acme Tools. Now, Acme Tools is going to have a large selection here of Wright tools, and they're going to be at reasonable prices. Not quite as cheap as we see, $274 versus, what was it, $167. So some things you might not want to buy over there, but they have a much larger selection than you're going to find on Amazon. And if you're looking for specific tools or tool sets, they're probably going to be the place to go. They've got wrenches. They've got all the impacts and sockets as well. Your ratcheting wrenches. They've got everything, pretty much the entire catalog there. There you go. There you have it. There's your history and your background and your current, tool set for Wright wrenches made in the USA tools. They've been doing it for nearly 127 years over there in Ohio. At the same location since the founder. They did change hands. Federal Resources, I think, purchased them in 2016. So it's no longer a family-owned company, but it's still all in the U.S. and just like the tools themselves. So if you're looking for an option, looking for an alternative, some of the other tools that you see out there every day, you might want to take a look at Wright. I got to say, they're probably, in this bear's opinion, probably the strongest, best made hand tools that you can buy. People are always saying, there's nothing better than Snap-on, and I just kind of chuckle, clearly they've never taken a look at something like this. Anyway, why don't you give it a shot? Pick one or two up. Let me know what you think. If you've used them, why don't you comment down below and let everyone know what you think. Anyway, that's all the bear has for you today. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.